I'm sure we all remember the song of What's Love Got to Do with It? Well, I'm saying love's got everything to do with it. Join me today as we talk about the love connection and the 6 basic human needs. This is number 4 of those 6 needs. Welcome to the Surging Forward Podcast. Hello, and welcome to the Surging Forward broadcast, where we're helping you to have a positive view in a negative world. My name is David Valentine, and I'm here to help you see the value in the job you do and how you can keep surging forward. Well, hello again, and welcome to the Surging Forward Podcast. I'm Dave Valentine, and I'm here to help you to continue to keep surging forward by staying positive in this negative world. Well, I'm in the middle of a series here, and we're talking about the 6 most important human needs. Now, again, these are just my opinion. I've kind of read these through some of my stuff that I've read through, and I just wanted to share these things with you in a series of 6 lessons. Now, we've already talked about 3 of them here, and today we're going to be talking about the love connection. Now, you can't beat that title. Everybody's got to love that one. So, last ones we talked about was certainty and comfort. We covered that in episode number 61, A False Sense of Security. And then episode number 62, we talked about having that variety, changing the mundane. And in episode number 63, which was the 3rd one, the need to feel important, being significant. And what does that mean? Well, today we're going to talk about the love connection. We all need to have that sense of love. So stay tuned. We're going to be talking about that in a few. Before I go forward, I always want to do what I always make sure I never forget to do, and that's to thank you for listening to this podcast. For those of you that listen every week, I know I say that every week, but we're growing like crazy, and I want to thank you for those of you that are sharing this with those you know. I can't thank you enough because I never thought it was going to get to this point. So that's a sincere thank you to each of you that listen, and if this is your first time listening, welcome. I hope that you enjoy just getting a little bit of time out of your busy week just to hear some kind of positive message, because we don't hear it on the news. We don't hear it, from our friends half the time. Everybody's always griping and complaining about something. Guys, I feel it. I'm in the field all day long too. I see it. I teach the apprenticeship class, and I hear some of the issues and problems, and it's a constant struggle every day. So there are things that we can do to make a choice, and you can become successful working in the trades. So that's what I'm here to do, is to help you out. If you ever need anything, you can look me up on Facebook. You can check me out there. That is where our big following's at. I am just about at the point where I've got the 300 followers. That is just awesome. It's grown that much. And, it's just been a while here. And we're actually approaching 5,000 downloads, guys. Wow, how awesome is that? I'm just thrilled. And so, hey, continue to spread the word. And, make sure you check us out when you look on us on iTunes. iTunes is one of the big ones that's out there. But make sure you leave us a review. That's going to help us get out a little bit more. But keep the emails coming in. I enjoy the emails. I know a lot of you guys out there don't like to do all the public reviewing, and you don't want to get your name out there because, hey, we know it's a cruel world out there. But so you can always email me with any of your questions, or get a hold of me on Facebook and message me. I'm there. You can check out look up Surging Forward on Facebook. You'll find it right there. The page pops up pretty much right away now as we're getting out there. And, any kind of your code update classes or any kind of courses you need, you can check out the surgingforward.com website. They're always there to provide any kind if you want to go into business for yourself. A lot of great information on there also. But without further ado, let me get into this one here because I know everybody's excited to hear the love one, you know. I've had a lot of feedback from some of my friends as I told them I was going to be putting this out. I said, wow, Dave, what are you going to do? You're going to be talking about all the cool stuff? But yeah, we're going to touch base on it. The meaning of this one here, when I talked about the love connection, deep down inside, you know, I'm just being real here. When I talked about this series, these are the 6 most important needs that we all have as human beings. You know, of course, the first one I talk about, that certainty and comfort. You know, we talked about that. And, you know, there is no real security except for what you create. And you have to make a choice for those things. The second thing is, you know, we want to have that variety in our lives. We want to be able to, you don't want to do the same mundane thing over and over again. Significance. Well, it's deep down. We all want to feel important, and we want someone to notice what we're doing and that it makes a difference. You know, you might not be the big speaker out somewhere or anything like that. You might be making a difference to your son, or to your father, or to your mother, or to your daughter, or to someone else close around you. It might not be any part of your family. You might be making a difference to somebody and you don't even know it. So that's an encouraging thing right there. So it's staying positive and looking forward, giving that hope that's out there for success. We all have equal opportunities. We just have to know where to look and not put ourselves in bad situations. Now, this one here, number 4, we all have this deep down desire to be loved. Now, and I'm saying this on all avenues. You know, we can't argue that. I mean, ever since we were children, we would try to be loved by those around us. Now, we think we lose that sense as we get older and we kind of get that hard heart and say, oh, I don't need anybody. I can do everything myself. Well, that's not always the case, you know. I'm often reminded of when I talk about this subject to some of the people and I kind of get one-on-one, I'm always reminded of the old series. It was, I think it was called the NYPD Blues or something like that. And it was the one cop. He was the tough guy. Every time they would want to go out somewhere, he would always say he had plans. He's got something to do, or he can't go. And you know, you just thought he had it all together. And throughout the whole, you know, series, you always thought this. And then about 6 years into the series, you know, you thought he was the main guy and always had it together and that life was good. Well, they showed him one Christmas morning going home after he denied everything to everybody else. And no, he's got all his family. He's got all this other people coming. Well, he goes home and he sits by himself in front of the fire. And you could just, your heart just went out because it's like he told everybody how he was big and famous, but there was nothing there. And he felt like nobody really cared because he didn't know how to care for others. And see, that's where the key is on love. You know, see, so many people go out looking for love in all the wrong places. You know, like the song says, looking for love in all the wrong places. I'm not going to sing. Trust me. You don't want to hear me sing online, guys. I will lose all of the audience that, and you guys will never recommend me for a show. But a lot of times we do. We've got that Roman eye. You know, you see that sexy person, you know, it's like, wow, you know, whether it's a girl or a guy, and you go, man, I want to be with them. You don't even know who they are, but you just, you know, got that lust and desire. And, you know, or we go out and we do the one night stands and we think that's going to be it. And you get that satisfaction for about 10, 15 minutes, but it wears off and then it's gone. And then you feel this sense of loneliness deep down inside again, or the pain that causes because you did find love in the wrong place and it didn't work. Well, I'm going to give the little secret to something here. And some of you guys are going to get maybe a little offended about it, but oh well, that's too bad. You know, those of you that know me well enough now. I mean, I can take it and, you know, you take it the way you would like to, but there's a scripture. And when Christ walked the earth, he basically got rid of all the commandments and said, the greatest of these is love. And we can do all these other things, but if you're not loving other people, and I don't say a sexual love, or a, you know, romantic type of love or anything like that. That's part of the problem with the English language. We only have one term for the word love. You know, if you look at some of the older translations, different things like that, there's like 5 different terms. So love is a big word. But before you can actually truly be loved and cared for, you really have to put yourself out and learn how to love. And the hard part about that, it makes us vulnerable. Because you know what? When you do that, you're going to get hurt. And none of us like to be hurt. We don't like to get taken advantage of. We don't like to get burned. Well, my friends, I'm going to tell you something. I have been burned in the past. And I still have a passion and a care for other people. Now, like our old President Reagan said one time, trust but verify. Okay, now I like to verify things now. I am not as total trustworthy as I used to be. But I still have a genuine care for all of my fellow brethren and sisters out there. I still care about people's success. Matter of fact, I enjoy seeing people succeed better than me. And with that, by putting that aside, it's caused people to actually care for me even more that I didn't even realize. And it's called that servant attitude of taking the first step. See, when you do for other people, yes, there's people that's going to take advantage of you. Let's just put that right out front. But in the long run, there's going to be a lot of people that will be thankful for it, especially those who didn't even suspect it at all coming from you. And so they're going to be thankful, and they're going to start, having a sense of love or caring as a friendship for you. And so that's where it counts. It starts from you. We need to do unto others like you want them to do to you. If you want them to care for you and love you, you need to start loving other people and taking care of other people and doing for them. Not just judging somebody by the way they look or the way they dress. And I tell you, I have to tell this story, and it's a testimony that I have. I can remember, I've been teaching for a long time now, so I've seen a lot of changes of students that come through the class. But I've seen people come through my class with the big earrings and the tattoos all over their face, and I've seen all kinds. And it used to be the first time off the bat, I'd go, whoa, but I don't want to say anything. But then I started talking to the person. First of all, they were surprised that I would even take the time after class to talk to them, because they're usually judged. Right off the bat, I find out that they're just as caring and they have the same needs that I have. These same 6 human needs I'm talking about as we go through this whole system here. We have 2 more to go on, and I'm going to give a little heads up of what they're going to be. But the biggest of these is love. That's why it's kind of right here in the middle. It's one of the most important things we knew. We want to be cared for. We want to be loved. We want to make a difference. But in order for us to get that, you have to take that step also. It's a choice. It's almost like you hear the thing where I have to give before I can receive. Well, that's kind of how it works. You see, we can't always be on the taking end. I did on one of the past episodes a while back. Are you a taker or are you a giver? Which one are you? Are you one that takes all the time? Well, you're not going to get that sense of love if you're always taking. If you're always on the receiving end of anything, whether it's material things, money, whatever, and you try to do the least amount of work possible, well, nobody's going to see you out there. They're going to try to avoid you. And then you're going to scratch your head and going, wow, why does everybody hate me all the time? I haven't done anything bad to them. Well, in a way you did, because you never cared for them. So who's supposed to care for who first? Well, who's going to take that first step? Well, why not you? That's the point. See, if we sit there at a stalemate and we're constantly looking at one ear, well, I'm not going to do it until he does, and I'm not going to say sorry until he says sorry, there's no sense there. There's no way to build that real, true friendship and love. And that's what true love is. It's not the cheap sex. It's not all the porn garbage that we see on site and all that. It's not real love, man. That's just, a satisfaction in a moment that all of a sudden, you got 15 minutes of fame. You look on the news all over the place. And then 5, 10, 15 years later, that 10, 15 minutes comes out and haunts you and totally destroys your career. That ain't love. That's just being in the wrong place at the wrong time and giving in to that cheap lust and just giving in to that temptation. But true love, real love, comes with caring truly for somebody else. And when you care for others, my friends, they're going to see that in you, and people are going to turn and just automatically, it's a natural reaction to say, wow, I like this guy. So think about that. Don't go looking for the cheap stuff. Learn how to truly care for other people. Just try it one time. Say hello. Tell somebody that, wow, that your hair looks nice today. I don't know. Guys shouldn't probably say it to guys, but I don't know. Depending on where you're at, I guess. But, make a nice compliment to somebody. That's where that comes into play, because that is how we will be loved, is by loving others. You cannot expect someone just to automatically love you first. That's not going to happen. People aren't just going to arbitrarily walk up to you and think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Because I'm going to give another rude awakening here. For the most part, people are busy just like you are. People are swamped. They're stressed out. People are living on the edge. There's so much stuff going on in today's society. People don't really care about what you have to say. And that is why that's why I'm honored for those of you that listen to this podcast, because that's like, well, to me, that just shows like, wow, you care. And, hopefully it's making a difference, because each person out here listening to this has an opportunity to succeed in life. And I'm looking forward to, we've only been doing this for over a year and a half now. I'm looking forward to the success stories that people that have listened to this come and tell me that because this has gone on, they were able to make this decision in their lives. You see, if you notice, there's a grand theme to what I always talk about. We all have a choice. Our life is full of choices, just different choices that we make. So, in order for you to be loved, you have to make the choice to love. And when I say love, it means caring for others, doing something for others, helping others feel important and be significant. And like I said, it puts yourself out there, and you could get criticized. My friend, I get criticized all the time. I don't want to be truthful, but it doesn't bother me, because the people that do the criticizing, it doesn't matter. And when I hear the criticism, it causes me to get more and more into studying and look at people's lives who are successful. People that are truly successful in life, those are the ones that have put other people first in more ways than one. Or they make them feel important, or they're able to have them take the limelight and give them a room for significance, or whatever the case may be. So sometimes it's just listening to somebody talk. Let them tell the story. Let them, don't just always dominate everything all the time. And that's one of the things I've really had to work on. So that's one thing that's kind of nice. At least I'm on the podcast and I can just talk, but I've really worked on that, and I've seen the difference where I can sit there in a conversation, and I've started my conversation now. I ask more and more questions now, and it just helps the other person feel like, wow. And it's a true, real thing. It's not just a phony thing, but that you're truly learning about somebody else. So in turn, they turn that about to you, and they start showing you the respect and the love that you desire to have. And you never had to ask for it. You didn't have to demand it. It's just like with respect. You can't demand respect. You cannot force somebody to love you or like you. You have to show that caring and that like first. So, your mother's always going to love you. Let's grant it. Most of us out there, there are one or two people that are going to love us despite how bad we are. But for the most general public, that is not really the case. So anyhow, just a little tidbit, something to think about. Hopefully you got a little bit out of it. Next week, we're going to be talking about, we have 2 more to cover. I think this has been a pretty cool series on, I'm glad I found this, and I went through some things, and it's all being extrapolated. I have a lot of different books I've read and different things. But the next one I'm going to be talking about is growth. We all want to grow. We don't want to remain stagnant. That's much different. That's almost like having the variety. If we don't have any variety, you're going to be bored. So we all want to have a growth. So what are you doing to grow? Are you in the same place that you were 3 years ago? Might want to take a look at that. We should always be growing. So you don't want to miss next week's episode. Make sure you tune in. So again, that's all. I'll wrap it up here today. I want to make sure that you have a great week and drop me an email. Again, it's dave@surgingforward.com. Love to hear your emails. Something you want to talk about? Hey, send me an email on that. You can message me on Facebook. Check me out there. You ever have any questions on anything or anything about your career, your job, your life? Hey, I don't have all the answers, but I tell you what, I could probably guide you in the right direction on who to ask, how to ask, or give you some things to think about. None of us have all the answers, my friends, but as a team, we can all keep helping each other to keep surging forward. Until next week, my friends, stay safe and keep that positive attitude in this negative world. Have a good one. God bless. Bye-bye.